I call the Township of Aleppo Commissioners meeting of July 18th, 2022 to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
President Jones.
Present.
Vice President Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Halupka.
Present.
Solicitor Stone.
Here.
Manager Cummings. Here.
This meeting, as all meetings, is recorded, uploaded to YouTube, and can be watched anytime, anyplace, anyhow. Mr. Solicitor.
Okay, so let the record show that tonight was the advertised date and time. Tonight's meeting was the advertised date and time for a hearing on the bond refinancing project that Masonic Village is undertaking at this point. And we're being requested as the township, as the municipality, both to advertise and hold a hearing in preparation for the refinancing of the bonds, but we are also being asked, as part of our responsibilities as the municipal sponsor or host, to pass a resolution that would approve the financing by the Lancaster County Hospital Authority of certain projects for the benefit of Masonic Villages of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. And with that, I would introduce Mr. Peter Edelman, and I would ask Peter to explain, one, what is FERDA and why are we doing this?
Sure, and thank you very much, Harlan. And
Would you please also introduce yourself for the camera?
yes, good evening, everybody. My name is Peter Edelman. I'm an attorney with Stevens & Lee, based out of Reading, Pennsylvania. And I'm here on behalf of Masonic Villages, and I just wanted to make sure everybody knew who's with me tonight. I think you all know Eric Gross with the local community for Masonic Villages, and also with me tonight is Pam Formica, who is the Chief Financial Officer for Masonic Villages. So if there are any specific questions regarding either the campus here in Sewickley or Masonic Villages generally, they are here to answer those questions. Harlan gave a nice synopsis of why we're here. Masonic Villages is pursuing a tax-exempt bond refinancing of certain outstanding debt that was issued by the Lancaster County Hospital Authority. They also have a retirement community in Elizabethtown in the county of Lancaster. And the Lancaster County Hospital Authority has traditionally served as the conduit issuer for tax-exempt financing for Masonic Villages. The purpose of today's hearing is really a technical requirement of the Internal Revenue Code that prior to the issuance of any tax-exempt bonds that benefit private businesses like Masonic Villages, a public hearing must be conducted both in the community in which the facilities are located and also by the community that created the hospital authority in Lancaster. So previously a hearing was conducted in the county of Lancaster, and the Board of County Commissioners adopted a resolution similar to the resolution that's before this board tonight approving the project. So the second step of our approval process is to come to the township and discuss this financing and provide an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions or comment regarding the financing. So as I mentioned, this is a refinancing of existing debt. There is no new construction contemplated as a part of this financing, but rather it's simply to refinance existing debt that's currently in a variable rate mode. Masonic Villages has an opportunity to fix the interest rate on its debt for the remaining term of the year of the debt, which is 10 more years. But the reason we're here is the debt that's being refinanced relates back to bonds that were issued in 2000 and 2001, the proceeds of which were used to construct the retirement community here in Aleppo Township. So because the outstanding debt and this refinancing touches both the Lancaster County facilities and the Aleppo Township facilities were here to present this hearing to not just the board, but any members of the public who might be here in attendance. A legal notice was published in the local newspaper at least 7 days prior to tonight's hearing to alert people about the proposed hearing. The total amount of bonds that could be issued as part of this financing is up to $53 million. We anticipate the final issuance to be south of $50 million, about $49 million or so. So that's a quick introduction. I think I'll just stop for a minute, see if you have any questions about the project, about Masonic Villages, about the bond issue, really anything regarding this financing that might cross your mind.
I just want to add before the board asks its questions, this is not the first such hearing that we've held. There was a prior refinancing as well, is that right?
Well, there was a hearing held originally back in 2000 when the bonds were first issued. That would have been required by the Internal Revenue Code as well. We have copies of those old approvals in our files that relate to those old bond financings. Harlan mentioned that there probably aren't any members of the current board that were serving on the board of the township back then, nor was the township manager around back then either. But yes, we're kind of repeating the process again as part of this financing, just to complete this technical requirement of the Internal Revenue Code.
And you and I have talked about this, but it's clear from what you told me and what's in the actual resolution that nothing that we do tonight, no action we take, would obligate the commissioners in any financial way to the project, correct?
That's correct. I think our United States government felt that since tax exemption is a benefit that they've bestowed on charitable organizations like Masonic Villages, that since the management of Masonic Villages is independent, it's not a public body, it's not governed by elected officials like your board is. Just to make sure that the public's aware that these financings occur and give an opportunity to comment, they've imposed this requirement, which we often refer to as a TEFRA hearing or TEFRA approval, which refers to a section of or an act that amended the Internal Revenue Code to add this requirement. It's really just kind of interjects the public in the whole process of issuing the bonds to give them an opportunity to comment. And what we've seen with respect to other hearings is anybody who saw the public notice would realize that this is not a project of the township. There is no obligation of the township Board of Supervisors. It doesn't obligate your taxing power or your revenues to any extent whatsoever. It's really just this technical approval. Once people understand that, there's really not a lot of interest in the hearing, is what we've found.
Thank you very much. Gwen, since it was advertised, have we received any comments?
I did get one phone call from somebody who read the ad, and they had a lot of the questions about how it affects the township and did it affect the township, and I was able to hopefully walk them through and explain that it doesn't obligate the township. It's not the township doing the borrowing, and it doesn't obligate the township in any way financially during this. And they seemed to understand it and seem satisfied.
And I think one aspect of TEFRA was to ensure that the money that is raised through these sorts of bond issues is properly used. And that gets back to really our decision, which is, do we believe that Masonic Village is desirable for the health, safety, and welfare of the people in the area served by the corporation?
That's right.
Judy, would you comment on that, please?
Absolutely. I've worked closely with Masonic, very closely through the pandemic. Not only are they valuable to the community that they serve directly, they also hold value to the community at large.
So from a commissioner's standpoint, that's really what we're being asked to address. I think that's it. Are there any other questions?
No, do we need to close the hearing itself? I mean, and then act?
Yeah, I would make a notation for the record that the hearing was closed. and that there were no questions from the public. And then you could move on with the rest of your agenda.
Good.
Would you like to do
Okay, so let the record reflect that, that this meeting, or this hearing, the meeting is a regular, public meeting, and that the hearing was an advertised hearing, that no one from the public is in attendance tonight, and no one has raised any comments or any concerns with regard to the proposed resolution. So with that, we can close the hearing record, and we will, at some point in the meeting, act on the resolution. In terms of the order of the agenda, would you like to move that up as a courtesy to our
It's on
guests?
the agenda.
Oh, it's, okay.
So do I hear a motion to adopt the resolution?
I make a motion to adopt resolution approving the financing by the Lancaster County Hospital Authority of certain projects for the benefit of Masonic villages of the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania.
Do I hear a second? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Once it's fully signed, the resolution is fully signed, do you need a copy of it?
Yeah, you can just email it to me if that works.
Okay. we will.
Thanks for all your help.
Yes, thank you,
Thanks.
everyone. Appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Marla.
Absolutely.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve the July 11th workshop minute meetings?
Make a motion to approve the June bill listing in the amount of $36,239.49.
I don't know.
Am I in the wrong place?
The meeting minutes.
Oops,
Number 6.
okay, we jump back up here. Make a motion to approve the July 11th, 2022 workshop meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
There is.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Police.
Good evening. The calls for the month of June, total of 65, which included 37 assists, ambulance medical emergencies, most of which Masonic. 4 traffic citations, responded to like 6 alarms. A couple fraud calls we received, a couple mental health, and some incidents. Assisted a couple other agencies and just some general other reports. Other than that, all quiet.
Are you familiar with what the fraud cases?
A lot of times we just get, I didn't look them up specifically, but most of the cases that are coming in right now are people just saying that they've got reports, says they owe them money or something like that. I didn't get to see that one. I looked through the other ones, but what I've been hearing is most of the people calling and just telling us that there's, they want them to send them different things for, I don't know, we've had so many of them and it's terrible right now, but whether their computers have been hacked or whether, people, they're saying, we'll get, if you send us gift cards for that or different things like that. So it's just people, someone may have opened a credit card in someone else's account and they have to call and report it. So a lot of times it's unfortunately, it's become, it used to be you'd have to look into all of them and now they just call us to get a report just so their credit card companies are good to go to switch everything off, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
I want to make a comment on that because we were under an attempted hack by AOL. They first did a song and dance, which was okay, but my listening ear turned up the fact that we were not being charged for AOL for a couple of years. My wife gets a lot of AOL messages. I think that's what hit their button, I think. But in any case, what they are really doing is AOL is trying to move their business model from to a pay by the month deal, right? And they make it rather confusing. What they did to my wife was they notified her that her email was had a security violation.
Oh, I've gotten a million of those.
And they stopped her email address
Yeah.
for about 3 days. And Yeah, today I got a phone call. I called them this time, and we cleared up the security thing in no time flat.
Yep.
I'm paying them $4.99. What they don't know is that's going to get canceled because we're going to cancel AOL and go over to Gmail.
Well, hopefully they're not watching this meeting later.
Adam, I do have one comment.
Yeah.
There, no details, but there was a potentially horrible call across from my place at Trailside.
Uh-huh.
You had two young guys there that did a phenomenal job for what could have been a terrible situation.
Good, glad to hear that.
Yeah, they did a really, really nice
Good.
job.
I'll have to look into.
Just wanted that on the
Thank you.
record.
I appreciate it.
So we always ask, is there anything the community can do to help you?
Right now, I mean, just, nope, just keep being vigilant. If you're seeing things, let us know what's going on. You know, we continue to say it all the time. Worst comment we ever hear is at the end of it, someone says, yeah, I saw someone walking on the street like that, and they never called. So if there's something there that you see that you want us to know about, you know, call the police station, we can talk about it, or, you know, if it's really bad and you really need to do it right away, call 911 and we'll figure it out. But,
Any other questions? Thank you very
Adam,
much.
stay safe.
all right, thank you.
Emergency management,
There's no report, which
public
is always
works.
a good thing.
Public Works, you have Tim's report for the month. A lot of standard things. They've been spending some time cutting back trees and bushes along the roads and chips and brush, and just, they did have some backhoe repairs done. Cat came out and spent a day out here replacing backhoes, and they're planning to do some crack sealing in the next couple of weeks. That should start at the end of July, so you will see them around the township with the crack sealer, so try to give them a little space and don't drive directly behind them and don't beep at them, and just have a little patience as they do it. They're gonna sand the hot stuff, so hopefully it'll go smoothly, but you will see them here and there, so keep an eye out for it.
Any questions? Communications?
The only thing that I've gotten are some emails about some Amazon driver issues, and so I have an upcoming Amazon meeting, we have an every other month meeting, so I'll be bringing that up with the Amazon representative.
Planning and zoning?
The next month is the scheduled formal adoption of the zoning ordinance.
Good. Tax collector treasurer?
Good evening, everybody. You should have the June 2022 monthly reports. For the month of June, we collected $51,580.13 in total taxes. Pages 3 and 4 give you the comparisons from June of 2021 to the year-to-date numbers. Still looking to be quite well on target, so no issues there. As far as the ending account balances, you also have all of that. The PNC checking account has $430,724.18, and then all of our investment accounts are listed there. The state fund, which is the liquid fuels, is $61,675.75. The general investment savings account has $1,467,045.48. The reserve fund has $112,857,000. Capital improvement has $953,265.94. So when you add all that up, total monies on hand is $3,025,568.35. However, we have obligated pledged funds, targeted funds. So net operating funds is $1,897,769.66. Also gave you the balances for the sewer bond account and the storm water account as well. Any questions?
So you may have heard at the last meeting that when the audit is finished, this year I think we want to do a very general financial condition of the township report.
Okay.
So you and I can work on that.
Yep, we'll talk.
Any other questions for our treasurer?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Clayton.
Do I hear a motion to approve the June bill list, et cetera?
Motion to approve June bill list in the amount of $36,239.49, and to ratify June prepaid bills in the amount of $21,985.49, and to ratify June payroll transfers $16,579.98.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Aleppo Township Authority. No report.
No report.
Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority.
Just real quick, continuing to work on the 50th anniversary. It's gonna be a weekend affair that will include an open house at the Ambulance Authority on Saturday, a formal party on Friday night for passport, and then a party on Saturday evening for the many hundreds of people that have been involved in Valley. So Valley will be open the entire afternoon with hot dogs and hamburgers, et cetera, on Saturday, October 22nd.
Is there a link to that?
There will be. There will
When,
be.
can we put that link on our webpage? Quaker Valley COG.
No report, except that the glass recycling is moving ahead rather nicely. We have 2 stations now where people can, on either end of the geographic area, where I haven't received, perhaps Glenn has, any reports on activity yet, but the feeling is that it's going rather well, just like it did last year.
Any questions?
Can I make a quick announcement? There's a Hard to Recycle event on Saturday, July 23rd, which is this coming Saturday. Pre-registration is required, so you have to go to prc.org, and this is the one where you can do paint or electronics or certain small Freon appliances, like an old air conditioner, which they're hard to get rid of. And it'll be at the Quaker Valley High School. And again, you have to go to prc.org to register your time slot to go and drop off your stuff there.
What's the website again?
prc.org. And that'll be, it's this Saturday, July 23rd.
Anything further? Mr. Solicitor,
No report.
Mr. Unfinished Business,
No report? And that was Mrs. Unfinished Business.
Mr. New Business, executive session,
None required.
therefore, meeting adjourned.